Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like my videos, please smash that like button. Please do subscribe. It's a lovely hot day today. It's sunny, the sun's out. Alexa, what's the time please?
The time is 12:21 p.m.
So I went out to the co-op this morning and this is what I got. I got some Whiskers poultry feasts for my two cats. I've got a ginger tomcat called Harry and an elderly tortoiseshell cat called Nikki. So Whiskers poultry feasts 7+. My cat is 13. So chicken, duck, poultry and turkey. I've got that. I've got a couple of bounties because they're actually nice in the fridge. I'm just going to stick this one in the fridge. I've eaten one already. Chocolate is nice when it's come out of the fridge in the hot weather. Again, I got a couple of yuzus, banana and chocolate. The whole reason I wanted to go out was to get the Sunday newspaper, so I got the Mail on Sunday today. The You magazine, advertising Sainsbury's on the back. Usual paraphernalia full of leaflets in here. We've got one on home shopping. We've got this poor cat that has lost his eye. Help me, can you spare £6 a month for abandoned pets? That one. Travel insurance without the nasty surprises. Travel insurance. And I've got two of these, Hillary's blinds. I just had some Pecorami chicken tikka bites and they are really hot. I nearly choked on one of them. I didn't realise that how hot they were. I got some of the seasoning stuck on the top of my mouth and I started to choke. Hot. And £2 each. A windmill. And I got my top up, so let's go through. Let's top up my phone, shall we? It's nice and charged now. I've actually found a charger, so what does it say? So text VO, so we go into the text, so you text to 150, right, and you text the 16-digit code. So you text capital letters, not B-O, V-O. Oh dear. VO and the 16-digit PIN number. $666 in my PIN. That's a good start, isn't it? So I've texted it. We'll see what happens. Thanks Thanks for topping up £10. Thanks for topping up £10. You now have £10 credit. Your £10 pack has been renewed, giving you 500 minutes, unlimited text and 8 gigabytes to use in the UK for up to 30 days with a free boost of 2.4 gigabytes. So now we can listen to my mum's, there's nobody else talks to me on this phone. How many messages my mum has left me since I last went up there.
Welcome to your EE voicemail. You have 7 new
7.
messages and 4 saved messages. First new message. Received Thursday, May 9th at 7:54 p.m.
Good evening, this Thursday evening, Janessa. It's me, Jennifer, your mum, phoning you from our landline from mine, Jennifer's landline phone. It's a bit later than normal, but I thought I'd actually give you a telephone call so that you know that I'm wishing you good night and God bless, as I always do if I can, if I'm awake. Okay then, Janessa, hope you've had a good day. Thinking of you, and I'll give you a telephone call tomorrow. Good night. God bless.
To return the call at your normal message deleted. Next new message. Received Friday, May 10th at 11:48 a.m.
Hello, Janessa, this is your mother speaking. Your taxi's on its way to pick you up to bring me here to 33 Darrell Gardens. All right, Janessa? Bye for now.
To return the call at your normal call rate, press hash. Message deleted. Next new message. Received Friday, May 10th at 5:33 p.m.
Good evening, Janessa. This is your mother, Jennifer, giving you the usual evening nighttime telephone call. Janessa, thank you for coming up to see me today. You know, I really enjoyed it, you know. It's lovely having you come now. Okay, Janessa? Thinking of you, and I'll give you another ring tonight before I go to bed. Okay? Again, thank you for coming up to see me. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, Janessa? Bye.
To return the call, message deleted. Next new message. Received yesterday at 10:25 a.m.
Good morning, Janessa. This is your mother, Janessa speaking. Hope you have a good Saturday today. And thank you again for coming up to see me yesterday. I really did appreciate it, and it's nice talking to you. Okay, Janessa, bye for now. See you another ring later on. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Message deleted. Next new message. Received yesterday at 5:13 p.m.
Good afternoon, Janessa. This is your mother phoning you this afternoon, this Saturday afternoon. Hope you're okay. I hope you're enjoying someone's balcony if you can. I do understand if you can't, Janessa. It's just a thought, you know. Hope you get a bit of air and that's your skin and that, okay? Enjoy the sunshine if you can. Likewise, Janessa, thank you for coming up to see me yesterday. I did appreciate it. Bye for now. Good night. Good night. Good afternoon, rather. Bye.
Message deleted. Next new message. Received yesterday at 8:06 p.m.
Good evening, Janessa. Good night. God bless. I'll phone you tomorrow. Bye.
To return the call, message deleted. Next new message. Received today at 10:46 a.m.
Good morning, Janessa. This is your mum, Jennifer, speaking. I do hope you have a good day today. Thinking of it's going to be really hot, so try and keep cool if you can. You know, nice cool clothing and that. All right, Janessa? Bye for now. And again, thank you for coming up to see me last week. I really enjoyed it. Okay? Bye for now. I'll give you a telephone call.
Message deleted.
Right, so I conducted a bit of an experiment, right? I hadn't spoken to my mum. I haven't spoken to her since that Sikh taxi driver drove me home when I went up to see my mum on Friday. So I haven't spoken to her. So how would my mum know if I was okay if she hasn't got a television, so she can't watch YouTube? She can't watch YouTube, she's got no television, she doesn't have a computer, and she doesn't have a phone, a smartphone. All she's got is a landline. Now I know she sees Charlotte, who has a smartphone and probably access to computers. So how would my mum know that I was okay from being driven home by that Asian taxi driver on Friday? How would she know I was all right? I haven't spoken to her since I saw her Friday. So how would she know I was okay? How would she know? She could be talking to an empty space, couldn't she? So wear cool clothing, Genestra. Have a good day. I mean, I'm a single woman, and I'm an older woman, and I can look after myself. Believe you me, I can, after what I've been through. But really, 7 messages, all from your mother. And it goes on, and on and on and on. And why does she need to keep saying, "Hello, Genestra, this is your mother Jennifer calling from my landline phone"? It just sounds like a script of Bridget Jones's diary. So I'm at home, and I'm Jennifer's daughter. My dad, Derek, passed away 2 years ago, nearly 3. Be 3 this year. My dad, Derek, would have been dead for 3 years this year. This is just getting absolutely ridiculous. And this looks like, my dad died and he had a red car, a red Toyota. Right? Well, say my dad had split up from my mum. He had heart failure. He couldn't look after himself. He had heart arrhythmia, heart failure, COPD. He couldn't live by himself. He needed a full-time carer. My father, Derek, needed a full-time carer. My mother, Jennifer, was a full-time carer to my father because my dad got out of breath walking a few steps out of his flat. My father, Derek, did. He had COPD, heart arrhythmia, heart failure, and towards the end of his life he was just waiting to die, and he chose to die at home rather than in hospital. And there's a case in here, again, of the Co-op funeral service, carrying out autopsies on old people. I will find it and I will read it. There's another, my dad was taken care of by the Co-op funeral service, and there's a piece in this paper, again, about the Co-op funeral service failing people, causing relatives undue distress by giving unnecessary autopsies to elderly people. Giving autopsies, the coroner, saying that someone needed an autopsy when they were 75 years old, causing undue damage to a body, causing distress for family, and the Co-op Funeral Service having another bad review. Another one. Something needs to be done about the Co-op Funeral Service, in my opinion. About how they handle bodies and display them, and how their staff deal with relatives. I will never ever use the Co-op Funeral Service again after what I experienced as my father's daughter. My mum was completely satisfied. She didn't view my father's dead body, so she was completely satisfied with the Co-op Funeral Service. I wasn't. It wasn't the hearse and the people driving the hearse. It was the women in the Co-op Funeral Care office, and how my father's body was displayed. And because of the smell of the formaldehyde, the windows should have been opened, because I was left in a room with a dead body with formaldehyde stinking out the room. Max, it's like you're gonna get dogs barking. It's that kind of weather. And now I start Max off. So here we go. So I'm trying to find that piece. I don't know whether it was in the You magazine. So you're going to get dogs barking. I think it's in the You magazine itself. When his wife of 37 years died in January, Tim Quinn says the pain of losing her was compounded by red tape. See, he says, Jane and I were in love, but when she died, I was dismissed by her GP, ignored by the coroner, and left distressed by a funeral company. I don't want anyone else to go through what I did. I think my father was 75 years old. He had heart arrhythmia, he had heart failure, he had COPD. It was obviously he died of old age. So it was the amount of time that body laid in the hospital mortuary, and it was released nearly three weeks after my dad had passed away, and the body had started decomposing quite badly. And it was my father's face. It was his face. It was his face that had, it was, if they hadn't have wanted me to see the body, they should have told me. And my mum did not see my father's body. She didn't go. Come on. It's alright, it's getting very noisy outside. For some unknown reason. In my opinion, he didn't need an autopsy. It was obvious he died of old age and his problems. There was no need to slice up my father's body. It was distressing for me to go and see that body because his face had decomposed. I recognised my dad not by his face, but by his hair, his hands, and his body. But his face had almost melted. It was horrible and it was distressing. Someone else has gone through it. And he says, and then things got worse thanks to the Co-op so-called funeral care. The Co-op funeral service, look. Via email, I received the most crass piece of marketing. It was a ratings chart like you might find in a teenage magazine to score your favourite pop star, from 5 stars for excellent to 1 star for poor. But this chart wasn't for pop stars, it was to rate the funeral care for Jane Quinn. They actually used my wife's name on this sickening illustration. When I wrote back to complain, I received no reply. 3 days later, I walked round to the undertakers to complain in person. When I asked the lady in charge why my private email and telephone number were being bandied about inside the co-op system, she simply replied, "That's our policy." She was unable to give me names higher in the co-op chain of command for me to take up the issue with. So what do I want? Simple. I don't want anyone else to suffer in the way I have. I want GPs, coroners and funeral directors who are supposed to help the bereaved to stop acting in this insensitive, impersonal manner. I'm sure I'm not the only person to go through these horrors while grieving for a loved one. After 23 years of being a carer for my darling wife, I suddenly had no say in the treatment of her body. That is unforgivable. She was 75 when she died, so obviously it was old age again, but they actually said, had she been 80, the CA had told me that if Jane had been 80, the cause of death would likely have been written off as old age. And so Jane's body was torn apart so that these box tickers could have one final piece of paper to sign off on. The coroner's office sent me the following report. Jane's cause of death is listed as a pulmonary embolism, type 2 diabetes mellitus and hypertension. Those findings help nobody. However, the abuse of my wife's body and the fact that I couldn't protect her from these apparently compassionless people remains with me 24 hours of each day. Was it really necessary to give a 75-year-old woman an autopsy? That is what they're doing. My dad was 75. They split my dad's body open. And he had bloody heart failure. I disagree with it as well. What is the need? If a husband or wife has died at the age of 75 over, peacefully at home, because why do you have to rip their body open? I can understand if you thought it was a murder or it was a suicide or a suspicious death, but if they've actually died at home with their loved one, is it really necessary to rip somebody's body open and make the family go through that distress of seeing? I didn't recognise my father by his face. I knew it was my dad. He was left in the fridge, so to speak, for nearly 3 weeks before his body was released, and he'd started decomposing even in the fridge. The co-op funeral service is, I would never ever use them again. Never. Not so much the people driving the hearse. They were lovely, but the women on the phone, the people on the phone, and the people in the co-op itself, when I went to view the body, were absolutely disgraceful. And what they did to my dad's body was disgusting. See you later.